I'm KEYCHAIN and welcome to the Socks Box. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Friday the 13th is coming up and I'm super excited about this because I think of Friday the 13th as a little mini Halloween, which is kind of my favorite holiday ever. And the reason why I enjoy Friday the 13th so much is because of the people who are afraid of it. Or if you want to get technical, the paraskevidecatriophobes or frigatriskadecaphobes. For the record, I'm not sure if I'm saying those right, but I do know how to spell them. So I have always been fascinated with superstitions, specifically going to where they come from. And for today's video, I'm going to tell you guys the origins of some of my favorite bad luck superstitions. And yes, I have favorite bad luck superstitions. That is a very weird thing to say, and I'm very self-aware of that. But anyways, let's rock it. The first superstition I want to talk about is walking under ladders. Now, I always assumed that this was because, you know, the ladder might fall on you, but that could also just be because I'm horrifically clumsy, so I have a higher chance of that happening to me. But just for the record, it never has. So back when I was in high school, I had a really awesome English teacher who actually told us the origin of this superstition. Apparently way back when, people were hung under ladders, and it was believed that the spirits kind of lingered around underneath them. Just for the record, I didn't think to ask him back then if the spirits just stayed under that particular ladder where they were hung, or if they could just roam around to every ladder that a person could walk under. However, these days it's believed that you can get bad luck from walking under any ladder, but you can undo your bad luck by walking backwards under a ladder, which again is just asking for an accident to happen, especially if you happen to be as clumsy as I am. The next superstition is about breaking mirrors being 7 years of bad luck. And one thing that I forgot to look up before starting this video is why 7 years is the thing, because typically 7 is a lucky number. Funny enough, a lot of people also consider 13 to be a lucky number, just saying. So this superstition actually goes way back to a time before mirrors were even invented, where it was believed that if you looked in a body of water and your reflection was distorted, you just had bad luck. Basically, it means you have the grim and there's nothing you can do about it, and anyone who is not a Harry Potter fan has no idea what this whole thing is about. So while there was really nothing you could do about your bad luck if a ripple ruined your reflection, these days if you break a mirror, you can undo your bad luck by burying your broken mirror pieces under the light of a full moon. Just a little fact I want to throw in here, this Friday the 13th that we are currently going towards for September 2019 happens to fall during the time of a full moon. So if you break a mirror this Friday, don't worry, you don't need to wait to undo your bad luck. Also, another thing with mirrors, I think this might tie into the original Snow Queen story, where there was a mirror created by the devil to show people the worst parts of the world, and while taking this mirror up to heaven, the mirror fell and broke and 2 pieces landed in the eye and heart of a kid, and he just became really cold, both literally and figuratively. Don't worry, he was okay in the end though. His best friend saved him, and by the way, if you have not heard the original story, you should definitely look it up. It's pretty awesome. Next are sneezes, and I swear I could do an entire video series just talking about all the things associated with sneezes, because like there's a bunch of good things, there's a bunch of bad things, but for the bad things, there's a lot of possible origins, from a demon trying to possess you to your mother-in-law talking bad about you. Next, I want to talk about umbrellas, which is possibly the single most unlucky thing that you can bring into your house. And I will honestly totally vouch for this because when I was a kid, I cut my finger on an umbrella. And before you ask how on earth I managed to do that, let's just say I earned the nickname Klatzkita for a reason, and this is also why I will not walk under a ladder. So everyone knows that it's bad luck to open an umbrella indoors, but it is also bad luck to use an umbrella on a ship, to use an umbrella when it's not raining, to get one as a gift, to drop an umbrella, and to have a black umbrella. Also, just for the record, the umbrella that cut me was a black umbrella that I was trying to open under a carport, so technically not outdoors, so maybe there actually is some truth to this one being unlucky. And last but not least is the origin story behind Friday the 13th. No one knows. Yeah, literally. No one really knows why Friday the 13th is considered to be unlucky. Now, there are lots of theories out there, but no one is entirely sure why Friday the 13th is considered to be unlucky. Some people say that the number 13 is unlucky because of a reference from the Bible and the Last Supper. Some people say Friday is unlucky because people were hung, most likely from ladders, on a Friday. And some people say that the origin of Friday the 13th being unlucky came from Friday the 13th of October 1307. Interestingly enough, Friday the 13th is not the only supposed unlucky day. In Greek culture, it's actually Tuesday the 13th. This is because the god of war rules Tuesday, but I'm not entirely sure why 13th falls into it. Meanwhile, in Italian culture, it's actually Friday the 17th that is considered to be unlucky. And this is because if you switch around the numerals for the number 17, you get a word that translates to I have lived, which implies that you're not living anymore, you're now dead. But for that one, I don't know why Friday is the victim day. For the record, if anyone can fill in the gaps of my knowledge down in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, that is the truth behind some bad luck superstitions. And honestly, I do believe in luck, but more in the sense that you can create it for yourself. So if you believe something is bad luck, then most likely you're gonna have bad luck from it. Or maybe you just end up on the wrong side of a very evil black umbrella. And yes, this is the same black umbrella that cut me almost 20 years ago. Why do we still have this? So going with this, it also means that you can create your own good luck. And going with that, today I want to know from you guys, do you have a lucky charm? For me, I actually do have one. I have a little owl keychain up there named Charms. And also, I have this giant block of pyrite, which is apparently a very lucky stone to have. Also, of all people, you would think that I would have a pair of lucky socks. Funny enough, I don't. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like it, share it, and if you're new and want to see more of me, be sure to hit subscribe and book the bell to join the Socks Box and get a Socksy new video every Wednesday. If you want to know what goes on in my alternative normal life the rest of the week, you can head over to my personal channel and social medias, all of which are linked down in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next week, you just keep rocking. Bye!